right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Art Talk. So today I wanted to talk about increasing your Instagram engagement. So many of us have gone through just we're posting, but why are we not getting any likes? Why aren't people engaging with us? Why aren't people just connecting the way that we want them to connect? And that can become frustrating, especially when you're just putting out a lot of work. And this is one of the things that I feel, unfortunately, is a negative thing, in all honesty, about just the social media, that what it can do by having that lack of engagement makes people not believe in themselves, makes artists not want to continue, makes artists want to quit, because it becomes extremely frustrating through that process when you think you're doing everything. So I just wanted to share with you some things that you may be doing not the right way, that by doing certain actions might start to increase that engagement. Okay, there's not a long list, there's not a lot of things, okay, but one of the things that we know that we want to do is just be consistent. I think it's important when you go onto your Instagram, you can have it as, if you want to create it as a business Instagram or a personal Instagram. The business Instagram, which is free, which you can do, gives you insights, and it starts to share with you just a lot of the insights as to the engagement, how many people are following you, what time of day they're following you, where they live in the world, all these different aspects. So it's a very handy tool just to get an idea. So depending on where you live in the world, you can start to track and see, oh, a lot of people are engaging or coming onto Instagram between this time and that time. For myself, I see that there's a lot of engagement happening between 9 o'clock and 11:30, so to speak. So those are like higher peak times when people are on Instagram and looking. So that's something that you want to pay attention to and keep your eye out for. Other things that you just want to make sure that you're doing is just, again, keeping the consistency that you're doing it at those times daily. Don't just post once and sporadically. I'm going to post on a Tuesday and then I won't post again till a Friday, and then the next week I'll do it on Monday. Try to always post within that range and try to do it daily if you're able to. It's okay if you skip a day. You don't have to do it every single day. If you're doing it every other day, that's fine. But I would also encourage you to add whatever you post to your story, because some people only look at their stories and they just flip that way. They don't go to people's profiles or look at that. So make sure whenever you do post that you're adding to the story, okay? The next thing that you want to just make sure that you're doing is don't get overwhelmed with all these hashtags. I see just way too many hashtags on people's sites. You just think about it for yourself just for a second. How often are you going to search into the hashtags and actually clicking on a hashtag that you want to see all the other posts? You don't really do it. Maybe some people do, but I don't know of a lot of people that do. I personally don't do it myself. I just pretty much go and I scroll through Instagram of the daily feed for a few minutes and see what artist friends that are people that I'm following have been posting. That's it. So just think about the purpose of those hashtags. Those are really sometimes more of the diehard people who are going, I need to look at everything people are posting for character design or concept art or whatever it may be. Or maybe people are looking for something even more specific. Maybe it's a holiday and they're posting just that specific holiday and they want to see, or maybe there's a movie they grew up with and they like that and they want to see that. Anything that's posted with that movie hashtag, now they get to see it. Or a TV show, like ones that I'm connected with are, say, Kim Possible. I love seeing, and Danny Phantom. I love seeing what people are posting, all their cosplay. And so I'll specifically look for those and join those groups in order to get notified of seeing that. So again, just keep that in mind. So with your hashtags, just try not to overdo it. Just make sure you're not getting too generic on your hashtags. Make sure that you're not just making that broad statement. If you put in a hashtag and you see there's over 20 million people that it says there, then you know the chances of people seeing what you actually posted are going to be even smaller. So maybe there's something that you can really tie in, and where you find out that maybe you put in this hashtag and maybe there's under 1,000, under 5,000. And that's going to get maybe more eyeballs looking at your work. Okay, so try to limit your hashtags only to about maximum 5. Maximum 5. Don't go beyond that. Otherwise, it starts to clutter your Instagram and you almost look like you're a robot. And then what happens is you'll notice you'll start getting in your news feed, in your feed, in your comments, where it's a robot, a bot just saying you should post it on this, blah, 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 so it doesn't even relate to what it is that you're doing because the bots are coming out and registering all this. So it's not personalized. So make sure that you're keeping that in mind. And the next most important thing is make sure you write something. You have to write something in your post that engages people to let them know you're even human. Because that's an important thing. If the algorithms and the webs and the Instagram isn't seeing any of that, it doesn't know. And it's very important just for you as a human. That's part of what you're trying to do when you're posting an Instagram. You don't just do it to post, you do it to have meaning. You want to engage with people. You want to build this audience and a loyal audience, because it doesn't matter if you have 500,000 followers, 1 million followers. Most of those people don't even engage with you. They're just irrelevant numbers. Even if you had 1,000 or 500, if those were 500 followers that were loyal followers, that people that want to see what you're doing, that's what matters. And you always want to remember that. So don't get so frustrated or anything when you see other people that have hundreds of thousands of followers. It really doesn't mean that much in the end, to where, oh my gosh, they're so amazing, they're so popular, they're so much better than me, these people I can't even compare. Don't think like that. Your goal is to create good content that people want to look at and engage in, so that artwork that you're posting may be a process of a design you're working on. So people will look at it and say, gosh, I love looking at the process. And they may see your finish of your artwork and go, gosh, I love seeing how they went from the beginning to the finish. You may be a CG modeler. People would love to see your sketches and how you got from your sketches to your CG model. So this is something that people want to see. And also just make sure you're writing something. Hey, I was working on this and maybe I struggled with this. And what would you suggest? Do you have any suggestions? So maybe even asking your audience a question for them to get engagement from that. And that's how you start to slowly increase. It's not going to happen the second day. It's not going to happen overnight. But through this process, you're going to start to see more of an audience that you want, that's going to engage with you, or people that are going to say, I like you and I like what you do. And for that reason, I'm going to follow you because it has value and it offers value. I'm not just seeing all your pretty, beautiful artwork that makes me jealous, right? Or upset. You can at least offer just something. Again, getting personal in there is what makes people connect. So always remember that. Add a little bit of your own personality in there so that we can connect with the people that we really want to connect with. That's our community. That's all that matters. Is we're trying to just not build up a world of robots and people who are disengaged from us, but we want to find that engaged community, people who are going to appreciate what we do, people who are going to interact with what we do, and that's what makes great for just good followers, and that's really the aim. All right, so I hope that helps. Maybe address those things, see what you can change on your Instagram. Also, just make sure that you have a link in your bio that people can find you through there if they just want to research you just a little bit more, and just write what you do. Are you a character designer? Are you just a CG modeler? Are you a storyboard artist? I don't know. What is it that you do? And put that on your Instagram as well. All right. So that's it. Make it a great day, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care.